I used to watch videos and they would say, the chosen ones don't look like what they've been through. And that's so real. That's so real because there's been so much witchcraft, rituals, so much hate, you know, really sacrifice, some real things was on the line when it came down to, you know, wanting to wipe, wanting to get rid of, wanting to, harvest, you know, my being. And I understand that they thought it was over. They thought it was over for me, counting me out. And I understand that it's not their fault. See, I understand that we all have been programmed at one point in our life and moment. You know what I'm saying? I understand that scene. So when it comes down to the programming, I was a victim at one point too. But I understand that now, wanting me to fall with Babylon. You know what I'm saying? They wanted me to fall you know, with them in the sense of, in the sense of understanding that we don't look like what we've been through. Because I sit here today and I realize and I understand like I don't even know how. I do know how I and I went with Jah. But sometimes I just sit back and I'm just like, many people counted me out. Jah, many people counted me out. Wanted my throat chakra closed. But I know that understand that it wasn't supposed to happen. I remember one day I was at the park and I seen this. I was just, looking for some books to read at the park. Thank you for everybody coming to live. I was going to the park one day and wanted to just read some books and it was a card in there, a tarot card that said justice. And I'll never forget that moment in my life because I knew that justice would be served. And from that day on, that moment of my life on, I would say that was about 2 years ago now, or maybe a little bit over 2 years ago. But it's definitely a solid 2 years ago. And I remember that don't forget this justice card because justice will be served no matter what you go through, no matter ups and downs. Do not forget that justice card. And I didn't forget it. I did not forget it. I would honestly say maybe every 2 weeks, it would pop into my head. But it's been popping into my head a lot more lately. In the sense of justice is really being served in many ways and forms. And it's that time. And I understand that what it took to be here right now and to speak to y'all, Jah knows all the stuff that has been thrown my way. But I don't see it as pain. I see it as power. because I understand that that's why I'm still here is because of Jah. Touch not my anointing. It's not just words, it's real life. And with a 4D mindset, 5D consciousness through Rastafari, this tribe, my tribe, even when the wicked has done what they thought that they was going to do, you can't even blame them. It's not their fault. I was once a victim too. But I understand that it ain't really their fault. We're native to the land. We have a certain healing aspect to each and every last one of us. The chosen seed, the one that's native to the land. We have a healing aspect. So even when witchcraft has been done, give it to Jah. There's no retaliation. Just give it to Jah. Jah may feed you to the animals, but that's Jah. Hey, it is what it is. But I understand that what it took for my ancestors to be here, for me, for I to stand here today, it's been so much. It's been so much. Not even just in I life, in my ancestors' life. You see what I'm saying? And they lived through I. And what it took for me to be here right now talking to y'all as Ajaman Dine. It's been something. Shout out Nat Nat. I'm telling you, when you walk the narrow path, it's a real choice. It's not for the weak, but it has its rewards, and justice will be served. See, this is not for no, no, this is all for upliftful, upfulness, because I overstand that it's bigger than I. It's always been bigger than I. It's always been bigger than I. See? So when you think about Babylon is falling, and then you have to understand that even our own families, even our ancestors did certain things, fell for Babylon's tricks, fell for Babylon ways, and then passed that along. You see what I'm saying? The generation that I'm from, the seat that I'm from, the cosmos that I'm from. See what I'm saying? It's not like that. We don't merge with Babylon ways. Once we say we get rid of them, once we realize come into enlightenment, each and every day it's a removal through Rastafari. It has changed and been time for change, but this solidifies the change. Sitting here, overstanding how realizing that Jah, the Most High, I'm a true testament to, being protected and knowing that Jah's chosen seed are always protected. I understand how I used to grow up and be wondering why and how certain people say, I've been through this and this and that. And then they still there. And I'll just be looking at them like, wow. I'll just be like, wow. So I understand now. Because I understand what's up. I understand overstand like wow man, it's just Rastafari. Only through Jah you can allow, you know what I'm saying? Highly vibrational, man. You see, we have to understand, overstand y'all that it's real out here. It's real out here. But you have to protect your energy. You have to say, you know what? I'm gonna choose not to do. I'm gonna choose not to be like I used to be. And once you make a conscious choice, the physical body starts to follow. You see what I'm saying? Once you make a conscious choice to say, I have been, infected with Babylon ways. I want to remove them. You can make a conscious choice and start to slowly remove them. Go at your pace. Because, we all come into an enlightenment. Yes, I'm making a conscious choice to say everything twice. Because it needs to resonate that much to not to ever be forgotten. And most of the time, a lot of beings need to hear things multiple times for it to resonate, especially when they have been infected with Babylon ways. It's just like a child. It's no different from a child. You have to keep repeating things for people to then get it, for them to awaken. So thank you for pointing that out, honestly. No shade. Because it makes that much more sense to I. It's called reiterating. You gotta reiterate, every now and then. But I understand that the chosen seed, God's children, we don't look like what we've been through. And I'm a true testament of that when it comes down to, even my being. Talking about just my heart, just the understanding, overstanding that Babylon really can have a hold on a vessel, a being, to the point where they don't even know that they're being used. You know what I'm saying? But then they end up willingly being used. You know what I'm saying? So just like, but when you know Zion, you know that Babylon is falling. Every time we chant down. You know what I'm saying? Every time we live natural, we eat item, we walk barefoot, we chant down Babylon, we ground ourselves. We chant down Babylon every single day. So it's just like it's no more rise of Babylon. Babylon is gonna get sticky, but Babylon will always fall. Understand, overstand that. It's not no, you know what I'm saying? It's not no in and out. You see what I'm saying? Just like I understand, overstand that when a foundation is built off of a certain frequency vibration, it's only but so much you can do for it to then fall apart. You see what I'm saying? If you want to look at it to, you know, you can look at that in many ways. But I understand, overstand that something like Babylon can never stand. And once, and just and understand, overstand what I mean by Babylon. If y'all don't know what I mean by Babylon, what I mean by Babylon is a system that takes you away from healing your traumas, a system that takes you away from healing and stepping into your soul calling, studying your natal chart, a system that doesn't, actively and consciously and specifically and, you know what I'm saying, purposely and intentionally, show nutrition, you know what I'm saying, to the human body, to the consciousness of children. Anything that doesn't promote natural nature. You know what I'm saying? Anything in that aspect. Not just food, not just, clothing, jewelry, atmosphere, housing, air condition. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that's unnatural, you know what I'm saying? Cleaning supplies, Wi-Fi, school system. You see what I'm saying? Like jobs, all these different places that's unnatural. That's what I'm against. That's Babylon to me. They're shutting down. They're done. All literally anything that's not natural to the planet, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's some clothing brands. If your materials are not naturally, promoting nature and promoting, a high vibration, it will not stand. It will not stand in this new earth. We're here already. So these are the rules. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are the rules. I appreciate that. What's up, man? We over here speaking about how Babylon is falling. So all these, natural, all these brands that's not promoting high vibrations or natural living, they're done. They're done. This new earth, consciousness is only it persists of natural way of living, striving to go that direction, and it's no more promoting negative things, negative low vibrational things, conversations, people, animals. Certain animals are low vibrational. Obviously, when they say don't eat pork, why? Because it's low vibrational. They only eat certain stuff. They eat pretty much anything. They lay in it. It's not highly vibrational. They eat certain stuff, exactly, but people consume it. So I'm saying nowadays they don't even know what they're consuming. You know, I appreciate that. I speak from a passion and knowing my natal chart and where I stand for my voice. I have a confidence in my voice, not just because I'm sitting here speaking, no, because I know what I stand for and know that my intentions and my rights and know that through job, anything is possible and everything is possible. So I need to learn how to use my word sound power to uplift for the uprising in this consciousness for the new earth, for humanity. It's very, very simple. It's not rocket science. I understand that any brand, anything that is not promoting natural living, whether it's Wi-Fi, they're getting to the point. There's a reason why they keep saying everything is turning green. Like in the movies, they show why everything is turning green. Like they have green everything. Everything is good for the atmosphere. There's a reason, and hey, there's a reason why they have that because it's here. It's a frequency thing. It's a highly vibration thinking, being, living, because it's the beginning. So we have to understand that. I appreciate if I do something funny. Well, I thought the hat was funny enough, but nah, for real though, like it's just like I understand that when it comes down to it, Babylon's gonna fall regardless. But it's up to us to say, do I really want to just fall with Babylon? Because it's gonna get rough. It's gonna get rough. It's been getting rough with Babylon. We see what's happening in the world. So it's just like, do you want to fall with Babylon, or you want to say I want to choose to be highly vibrational? All you have to do is change your environment, change the things that you do on a daily basis. Wake up differently, ground yourself, change your diet. You get it now. Yes, change your diet. Just change what you look at every day. No one is perfect. That's not the focus. The focus is how you know that you have traumas and you focus on the traumas. You know that you have these certain areas that you work on, that you need to work on, and you work on them. You no longer say, I'm just gonna live another day time and say I'm not gonna work on that area in myself. You see what I'm saying? I understand that that's just how it goes. That's just how it is. That's how it goes. To be highly vibrational is not it becomes selfish if it's unbalanced. But when it's balanced, it becomes enlightenment. It becomes courage. It becomes, strength. It becomes the sole purpose. There's a balance in all areas, but we have to understand that being highly vibrational in this time, in this vibration frequency of the planet now, it's only a certain way. Because okay, we have to listen what has been upon the earth. When you think about how much factories and all these stuff they have done to the earth, the concrete, the building and building and building, that eventually has to, you know, respond in a sense. And it responds by the people becoming highly vibrational, and then slowly these brands start to fall because they were built on a low vibrational frequency. So when you choose to say, I want to be highly vibrational, certain brands are going to choose to be wiped out because it's low vibrational. It's not nothing that we have to really do. Of course, they're going to try to get their money together and try to, merge brands. It's still built off a low vibrational. It's not going to last long. We already see what they're doing with certain grocery stores. They're trying to merge each other together to still make some type of money. Yes, this is why Babylon is falling. You can see it's happening right in our face. Babylon is falling. Why they got so much, people driving around everywhere? Because Babylon is falling. They trying to work with anywhere they can. They trying to work with anybody, any brand, anybody to get upon their agenda. And us as a tribe, as a people, it ain't happening. We know that Babylon is falling. We see y'all doing everything in y'all power, even with the sports. Y'all make them fight more. I ain't never seen basketball in the history of watching basketball. I ain't never seen so many fights within the last 2 years, 3 years of the NBA. I am not. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't have this back in the day. Of course they did, but I'm talking about now because even back then, certain things was promoted, for violence that we didn't know about. That the betting on the basketball games, let's stop playing. We're gonna take it back to there. Michael Jordan and his betting habits and betting on the games and the referees and all this. Okay, that's Babylon. But we understand, that they work and make us work against each other. You see what I'm saying? And they put it on national TV. They say, "Oh yeah, look at them fighting." Yeah, that's all they do. Even they can't even play basketball, and they still got to fight. You see the imagery, the how they do us. We know good and well what is the majority race that's playing basketball. We don't even gotta. Okay, we know the answer. So when they put us on the screen and we fighting and especially during this time, the imagery is ridiculous because we already know that basketball wasn't even like that. But all of a sudden now, this year, we see the most chaotic and everybody's fighting now. It's not by coincidence. Babylon is falling. They're doing everything in their power for views. They're doing everything in their power for money. Obviously, why do you think they changed the TNT? They changed Shaq and Chuck and all of them. You know what I'm saying? The TNT cast from basketball to they changed it. Why? So they know that the mainstream ones are falling. The old ones are falling. They gotta go with the new. They already falling. And see some of these ones that started now. The new brands that starting now, they're gonna start to fall very soon too because they was built off of Babylon's foundation. Excuse me. And we must understand that foundation that's not built properly will not stand. It's different if you say come into a balance, an equal balance, and yeah, but it's not always like that. He said that because they're showing respect. He said that's wrong to fight. You're right, and that's what I'm saying. It's not nothing against Babylon. I understand that there's going to be mutual agreement saying let's work together. That is highly vibrational. understand that. But within the the core of certain brands, it's still a first place, second place, certain mindset. Yes, they change like everything, and this is where the mindset comes from. Have you seen Wakanda, Black Panther? If you see that movie, and when you watch that movie, you see how us as a people have things formatted, and the world will be formatted differently when certain things are in a certain cosmic, you know what I'm saying, theoretic, you know what I'm saying, astrobiology form. You see what I'm saying? It's different when it comes down to the systems that we will build. It's different to the systems that we will build. We will not create movies that show our own people getting attacked by a tsunami. Why would you do that? Who in their right mind would do that? Somebody please tell me who in their right mind would do that. Because they know what's coming for them. They have to show us the truth. They cannot hide. It doesn't matter. No bunkers that you build can can hide. No fires can hide. The vibration. Jah sees it all. The vibration of the earth sees it all. And this is why the brands are falling. This is why Babylon is falling. But there's always has to become a balance, a point where you say, okay, I am choosing not to participate in Babylon. You remove that weight off of your shoulders. You remove that. You give it to Jah. You remove that weight off your shoulders. But the second you say, I have to, no, you don't have to. When Jah sees you let go, when Jah say that you listening, when you say, you know what, Babylon is falling, I'm gonna let go of Babylon and give it to Jah, and let Jah shall provide. Watch how your highly vibrational self changes. He said, yeah, I don't know what you're saying. The people should change. So basically what I'm saying is we have to change our mind first and recode our mind and our brain to then allow the physical body to do. So when I repeat things multiple times or when I reiterate a lot of words, it's because I'm speaking to your subconscious mind, not your conscious mind. I'm speaking to your subconscious mind. So then your body starts to do these things naturally. So when you wake up, you naturally say, okay, I'm gonna ground myself today. And don't even know why. You start looking outside and be like, I'm gonna ground myself today. And start doing the things that I visualize for the people because I'm speaking to your subconscious mind. And you're on the planet Earth. And the Earth speaks in frequencies. So your body can awaken. Your body is your mind is able to awaken through the subconscious mind. It's not that it's separate because the conscious mind and subconscious mind isn't separate. It's more about that's just the lingo that is used for the understanding, the understanding, overstanding of the visual concept of it. But your conscious mind or your subconscious mind is not separate. I learned that from Dr. Africa. It's not separate. It's the same mind. It's not separate. It's just a terminology for you to have a certain connection to. But I understand that in order for certain things to happen, you must speak to the mind, and then the body will follow. See? So that's why I'm a firm believer, and even like small things, it's something that's small. When you can say, I appreciate the love. When you can say, I want to work out. I'm the type of person that say if I'm gonna start working out, I might start speaking about it first. I might start thinking about it heavily first, and then my body will start to do it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the type to just do something and super spontaneous and not nothing crazy like that. Like I'm gonna purposely, you know, if I intend to do something, I purposely embody my mind into it first and then my physical to do it next. See what I'm saying? The proper way. Before I didn't do that when I was part of Babylon. I allowed my body to go, do certain things, but then my mind follow last. Now I allow my mind, my first mind, and then allow my body to go after that first mind because it's built on a proper structure. That's the reason that Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling because it was built on more of a physical structure of steel. Why they fighting over land? It was built off more of a physical structure. So then it falls because it wasn't built off of a good mindset. It was from just we just want land. But when you build from a collective, consciousness first, and then you build the land. Come on now. He said, "How can you donate money?" I got a cash app, bro. Ajamandan. It's in my description in my on my page. I appreciate on Cash App. I appreciate any donations, but it's very serious. It's a certain real consciousness saying like, how do you believe you're gonna build start off of physical when you focus on just the land and then not have a equal balanced mindset with it, like an overall concept, it's going to fall. But when you have a mindset of building of a structure of, say, like an example of the pyramid or something like that. That's just an example. When you have a mindset of building for, longevity and health and healing and things of that nature, it starts to transform the energy you're around, your being, your family. You know what I'm saying? The next generations, the soil in the ground, the roots. It does it all. Hey, I appreciate anything, bro. I appreciate anything, bro. $60, $100 is great. Anything is possible, but overstand. Like Babylon has to fall, because even when you think about Cash App, let's be real. I was thinking about this the other day. Cash App is literally cash on the app, a digital form, right? But it took for Babylon to fall for that to even be made. So that is a simple example of Babylon is falling of the transition of what's highly vibrational and what's going to stand. Cash App is still here. Even though it started during the transition, it's still here for a reason because it's used for highly vibrational reasons. You know what I'm saying? It has a good frequency on it possibly. But who knows? It's gonna be gone soon as well. We know that. It's not gonna stand forever. It's not gonna stand forever. Because it was built with Babylon. Let's just keep it a stack. So this is where new currency starts to be. And what's the new currency? Healing. Tapping into your soul purpose. Tap into your soul purpose. It's all good. It's the thought that counts. But I understand that the world that we live in, it's okay to say, okay, I have been built, this land was built off of a bad foundation. But then choosing to say, how can I contribute to the healing? Not the damage, the healing that's been done. See what I'm saying? So I just know that through when I was living in the mountains, I took a soil class, basically like how collect the soil from the ground, and I was looking at it as how to basically start a foundation, and it was teaching about foundation in the soil, and I never forget that it was basically saying that it takes unity to basically create great soil. So when I took that, it takes unity to make great soil. When it comes down to it, when Babylon falls and the system and the stores closed like it did it before, it's going to take us to tend to the earth to then grow new crops, to create good soil. So we might as well get together now on one collective consciousness and say, let's make great soil. Ja, Rastafari, Selassie.